It's about that time. What's happening in your city? You got love for your city? City views. 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 City views.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is pure madness in the studio this evening, but we're going to somehow get through it, although we are having an abbreviated show tonight because of the holidays, and there's so much going on that I want to give the hard people that work so hard on the show an opportunity to just kind of catch stuff up and get ready for the holidays. So I hope that's no big inconvenience, but I'm sure you'll find something to do for the hours between 8 and 8:30. Correct?
Right.
Okay. And as always, I want to introduce our co-host for the show. Unfortunately, the lovely and talented Miss Melissa Crofts will not be here tonight, but we're wishing her the best as she prepares for the holidays with her mother.
Her mother.
Yep.
And Parker.
And Parker. And what's the other, what's the dog's name?
Oh, I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like she posts more about the dog than she does about anything.
Oh, she do. Yeah.
I-
Dog
they're-
all over the place.
They're building quite a bond together, you know? So, nonetheless, to my right, the one and only Mr. Wilbur Bowles, also known as Weebo,
I'm here. Okay.
making it happen as always.
Yeah, okay.
And we're so glad tonight to have on the show with us as our special guest, the state rep, Maria Horn. And we want to thank her for standing in for Michelle, who is very busy.
Mm.
Everybody's busy,
Oh, yeah.
terribly busy.
Mm.
However, Maria found time to come and talk with us a little bit here at City Views, and we really do appreciate that. So
Yeah.
we're going to be talking to her momentarily. Now, we want to, as always, thank our sponsor, Toth Insurance Agency, Steve Toth and the crew down there.
Thanks, Steve.
You know it.
You the man.
Making us look good, as always. We want to say hi to Catherine Pezzi.
Kathy. Hi, Bill.
Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill. So we want to thank them always for their support for the show. And as always, you can make sure that you can catch us on our new YouTube channel at CityViews-CT.
Is that AM or PM?
That's PM.
PM. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll be doing some interactive stuff for you. So you can ask questions, you can suggest guests, recommend topics. It's all interactive because it's all about you and us. So let's do it. So how was the weekend?
Weekend was busy, Jockey. Especially Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday, I bought some turkeys down to the fish
Mm-hmm.
soup kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing stuff for the Boy Scouts, the Brotherhood.
Yep. Yep.
Then Sunday, I get a call from one of the troops from Avon.
Yep.
And they donated some food. I went down to the soup kitchen and dropped some food off.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're really in the holiday spirit.
Oh yeah, I am.
Thanksgiving for real.
Giving.
How's the fam?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your granddaughter still got you by the
Yeah, she got me.
Yeah.
21 months.
okay.
See, she's running. And they smart. They take your cell phone, man. They be going strolling through the cell phone, man. Oh man, they
I
smart.
don't know. I think
Oh,
kids
man.
born after the year 2000 were born with like a computer chip in their head brain or something, because they embarrass me. It's like, I'm trying to work all this out. They say, oh, let me help you with that. Boom, 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 boom. And it's a done deal. So that's pretty amazing.
They know.
Yeah.
They know.
I don't know how, but they do.
They know.
Interesting. So I had an opportunity to work with Gerald Incadella in his new place, Toho, which is in the old Sons of Italy building. Right.
Oh, it's open now?
Oh, well, he just had a soft rollout.
Oh, okay.
The place is immaculate. People who went to events for the Sons of Italy, if they go now to Toho, Gerald's place, I don't think they'll even recognize it.
Oh.
It's the bomb.
My son had a stag there when it was Sunday Italy.
Yeah?
And that'd been a while ago.
Well, it's it's definitely updated now.
Wow.
Gerald's did a great job with that. And that whole Franklin Street thing is kind of looking pretty good.
Yeah, looking good down there. Looking good.
So, and downtown, man, it's like shining,
Oh.
Downtown partners, lighting up the buildings and everything. So,
Looking good down there.
Torrington's looking good.
Yeah.
T-Town is back.
T-Town. It's busy down there.
Roaring.
Well, thanks to our fire department, police department, and the first responder, they've been busy too.
Yep.
Yeah, they've been busy. Torrington been busy. T-Town.
We might have to call it B-Town.
B-Town. Pretty
Busy
soon.
town.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to bring Maria on to talk with us. And then we're going to, like I mentioned earlier, have an abbreviated show tonight, but we'll be back on December 10th.
Yep.
And next week, we will not be airing the show due to previous commitments. Unfortunately, it happens.
Yeah,
But,
we were supposed to remind people too. Yeah.
Yep. So you can check us out on Facebook, and we're also going to be launching the City Views website at my appreciation fundraiser that'll be taking place Monday, December 16th, from 6 to 8 at Social House. And talking about another place that's really looking good. There's a few places in downtown that are coming in that really got an eye for sophistication and class.
Oh, yeah? Oh.
Yeah. We're bringing classy people to Torrington.
That's good. We need it.
But we're classy too,
When they finish that trail down there, boy, it's going to be nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So rocking and rolling, making it happen. So you guys stay tuned. We're going to be coming right back with State Rep Maria Horn. So tell all your friends and neighbors to tune in. Check it out on your local cable access Altice Channel 5. We'll be right back.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Learning how to kickflip 6 stairs takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Clean
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
And we're back. Miraculously, our producer, Doug Harrell, is he's having one of those evenings. But we're going to forgive him, and we're going to bear with him because actually, more times than not, he works to our benefit.
He do. He's the man.
Yeah. However, nights like these makes you wonder.
Even though he's a Green Bay Packer fan, he's still good.
It's the holidays. You gotta have a little levity.
He thinks he knows football. That's what's, you know.
Do I mention now that I'm a Cleveland Browns fan? Yeah. Figured I'd get that out once.
Well, see, the problem with you telling me that, Marie.
Oh, Cleveland Browns.
Actually, to be clear, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan in the old iteration before the actual Cleveland Browns left Cleveland and went to Baltimore.
Now, you do know the connection that I have with the Browns.
I do not.
Well, being from Ohio, and Dayton more specifically, we're closer to Cincinnati than we are to Cleveland, but since the Cincinnati Bengals, they were founded in 1968, and it was after Art Modell fired Paul Brown, who was the founder of the Cleveland Browns.
That story I used to hear from my dad all the time. Yeah,
yes,
exactly. We were long-time ticket holders for the Browns. Yep. He's beloved.
Well, the thing about it, though, was after that move, obviously a rivalry started. And when we used to have our family get-togethers, the cousins, all the young cousins, we were Bengals fans. And all the uncles, they were old Cleveland Browns fans.
Yes. Cleveland Brown.
So, in fact,
classy people.
I'm still trying to see if they can get the cranberry off the wall from all the food trucks.
Scrape it off the wall.
Yeah, it was tough, man. I'm like, can you save me at least a drumstick? But it
was tough in our household because we have a lot of cousins who live in Pittsburgh. And
oh
so
my
it
God!
Was the Steelers and the Browns were. Although seriously, when we were playing one another, it was the death battle. But when it was over, and usually the Steelers were the ones who won, to be clear, we cheered for the Steelers because they felt like us.
I remember one play that just sticks out in my mind totally, and it just shows you how football has kind of gotten soft. You remember a Cleveland Browns player named Big Hands Johnson?
Big Hands Johnson.
Yeah, he was just a mean dude.
Yeah.
They were playing the Steelers, and you know how Terry Bradshaw liked to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's Terry.
So I think he went just a little too far, dropped back for a pass. Gary Big Hands Johnson got a hold of him, and pretty much body slammed him on his neck.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, just picked him up and just. So I loved it, of course, because although I will say this, the Immaculate Conception, I think that revived the NFL. I think that one play probably brought in more fans than any other single play in sports probably could have done. So, but I'm not pleased that you're a Browns fan, Maria.
I know, I'm sorry. I just needed to get that confession out there. So that
I'm
a Giant. I'm a Giants fan.
Yeah, I've been to
well, they don't matter. They don't matter. Nonetheless, Marie, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
I'm glad to be with you.
I know today's been a tough day.
It has been a tough day.
And we just, at least from our staff here, we want to pass along to you our sentiments for everything.
Thank you.
It's tough when you have these things happen, especially around this time of the year. But we're going to continue to move forward and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that Michelle might give us a call here momentarily. She was going to be our original guest on tonight's show. However, Maria, being the stand-up person that she is, decided that she would do it.
I'm happy to step in.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I did hear as soon as on cue, as you said, as Michelle might be going, I did hear a telephone go up.
She's learning good.
Oh yeah.
I'm happy to be here with you guys. And
so, Maria, tell us about your first year in the house.
So I've discussed, I loved it, first
Yeah.
of all, bottom line.
Yeah.
And partly because I think I was pretty well prepared in terms of what I've done before, but also, talking to the woman who held my seat, Roberta Willis, for
Yep.
many, many years.
Yep.
It was a great confidant to me,
Yep.
and gave me a real feel, made a point of introducing me to a lot of people. So I felt like I had a few sort of good, stable points in there.
Yeah.
But it is like, I've described, it's a messy human enterprise. Anytime you have that many people in a room who have different agendas, it's going to be complicated. But the nice, I wouldn't even say surprise, but first of all, I'm grateful to be in Hartford and not
Right.
Washington.
Oh.
Let's just put that out there. And actually, we do a lot more bipartisan stuff in Hartford than the press covers, really,
Right.
because some of the most partisan stuff is naturally the things that people want to talk about.
Right.
But we do a lot of bipartisan legislation,
Right.
and also the fact that really the just great majority of legislators are there to serve what they perceive to be the best interest of their constituents.
Right.
And even though their vision might be wildly different than what I think is in the interest of my constituents,
Right.
they're still there for the right reasons.
Yeah,
and that's
right,
a
sure.
really good base to start from.
Absolutely.
And so I think for me, a lot of the first year was, I've also described it to a lot of people as like watching a play. You see all the cast of characters and how different people, get things done, or some don't get some make a lot of noise and get less done, and others are quietly making things happen. And the people who work really well with the ranking members and their committees, and so you see when their bills come through, they sail through because the conversations have been had, even when there's disagreement. They know where they are and they've respected one another. So that's a really valuable thing. And I also, so the other sort of theme for me recently is that in any kind of messy human enterprise, and I think this is true for any legislature, state or federal, that you're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
And I have been, over the course of the summer, to 2 conferences for, bipartisan conferences for state legislators nationwide. And so I talked to all of them about there isn't a legislature in the country that doesn't have that chaos, particularly towards the end of session when things start moving thick and fast.
Yep.
And that means you are going to make mistakes,
Yep.
or you're not going to be totally aware. So that to me is not shocking or surprising in any way.
Yep.
But the key is you got to fix them.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
And that means you got to go out, you got to be available to the people who are affected by that in a way that you didn't intend, or that had some, affects a group of people that you didn't think would be affected, or in a way that you didn't expect. And we have to be prepared to say, "Ooh, we made that mistake there,"
Right.
and fix it. And those are some of the conversations that I've been having over the summer.
Well, it's. I just heard today that the governor was meeting with a bipartisan group of legislators in regards to the toll situation.
Oh yes, the toll situation. I've heard of that.
Why is it so sticky?
I think there are a lot of factors in this, and it's a little bit, for me I'm a freshman legislator, and the governor's a new governor, and he brought a lot of fresh perspective and a lot of new people to the Capitol, which I think are really healthy and good. But it also meant that some of the processes that might have gone a little bit more smoothly with somebody who was used to dealing with the legislature and all the baggage that it brings with it. Maybe it might have proceeded a little bit differently. And I think, so that's why I think some of the messaging, the governor, the fact that he started with tolls as opposed to starting with, the infrastructure repairs that we all agree that we need, both to fix safety issues and to invest in our economy and to help businesses.
Right.
And I think we sort of got the message jumbled, and so we've had to reiterate it. And he's gone back and really made a point of listening to people, and he spent a lot of time with our caucus and with the Republican caucus, and tried to get some sort of solution through, because there is a strong bipartisan agreement that we must invest in our infrastructure. Our infrastructure is dragging us down in a lot of ways, and is actually unsafe in a number of cases. So, at the moment, the planes are getting smaller, but they're multiplying. So there are several of them out there at the moment. We'll see which ones get traction.
Well, what's your position on marijuana and the potential revenue streams that could bring into the state?
I remain open to legalizing marijuana, and I think, as I've discussed with you guys before, I sit on the Judiciary Committee. So when we had a very well thought out, thoroughly researched and drafted bill that moved through several committees in the legislature this past session. And the part that came to the Judiciary Committee concerned the actual legalization and the expungement of records, as well as how to deal with people driving under the influence.
Right.
And I voted for those bills because I think they needed more conversation. And when you vote for something in committee, that's always a vote to move it forward to the full body.
Right.
I think it's something worth considering. I am reluctant to do it as a revenue generator. I think it's complicated, and I think we have to make sure that we don't, again, to the point of the unintended consequence. I mean, I spend a lot of time with people who work in substance abuse and mental health and addiction, and so we want to be super careful not to create a problem and complicate the work of those people who are trying so hard to fight what is an epidemic. And so you remain in regular conversation with them, and part of the problem, of course, is because it remains illegal federally, it's difficult to study, and so we're just beginning to get a handle on the data. So for me, part of it was looking hard at the data that we do have. I was not convinced that marijuana was worse than either, in terms of its social cost and its addictive properties, than either alcohol or tobacco. Right. And also very moved and persuaded by the racial disparity of the business of going about criminalizing marijuana, and that this was not a bug but a feature. It was the intention of the criminalization right from the start. Right. And so we shouldn't be shocked that it's had that kind of disparate impact. And so those two things combined made me supportive of continuing the conversation about legalization. It is hard for some communities. Some people, particularly who work with kids, are worried about what kind of message it sends to kids. Is it going to increase their usage? Of course, now we're all, dealing with the vaping epidemic and the result that's having on kids, and an industry that promised not to sell it to kids, and in fact, that's exactly what it's doing. So it's got a lot of complicated pieces, but we'll see. And for faith communities, it also had challenges, and also, so the racial aspect of it is interesting because it clearly the criminalization, the prosecution of marijuana crimes is a real problem, and has a strong racial impact. But also, addiction itself affects communities of color much more, and communities, particularly communities that have economic challenges, more than other communities. And so, addiction also has a disparate impact. And so, people feel different aspects of that differently, and so you have to listen to them and make sure you pay attention.
I'm curious, have you been able to come across any data that shows the alternative uses? For example, medicinal uses?
I think the medicinal program in Connecticut has been a very strong success. I think I've heard and talked to a number of people about how we can lower the hurdles for people and make it a little easier for people to get access to medical marijuana. I think in Massachusetts, the hurdles to get it are not as high. And so we could stand looking at tweaking that system to make it even better, but I think that's been a big success.
What about the use as an alternative fuel or energy source? They say the properties can be broken down and reiterated in other types of schemes in terms of fuel, energy. What was the other one that they said that they? Is it papyrus? It can be used for that. In fact, I heard.
Wow. You guys it's getting bigger by the moment. I didn't know that. See, I learned something sitting here.
But that is the aspect of it that I think could be a revenue driver. I mean, any type of alternative energy sources that we can come
have
up
to look
with
at.
has to be
that's a yes and
positive
situation. Yeah. Of course, there's hemp too, which is not marijuana, to be clear, but a relative, and that is legal. And
one of my brothers, he got MS. He got marijuana. He got his card, put your ID, everything. You got to go once a month, for a checkup and stuff. Yeah.
And how's his experience been getting access to it? Has it gone well, or is it?
Yeah, it's going well. Yeah.
That's good.
On the card, it says 0.2, something like that.
Yeah.
But he got to go for the checkup once a month.
And I think the more we have those programs and the more we pay attention, then we learn more and more about the actual medicinal properties of it, and it seems to be, to help in a wide variety of conditions.
Well, let's see what's cooking.
Oh, she's here?
Hello?
Hello?
Are you
Hello.
are you in the middle of a traffic jam or something?
Middle of a what?
Traffic jam?
It feels that way.
Shocking that on Tuesday night of Thanksgiving week.
I'm maxing out at a whopping 50 miles an hour on the New Jersey Turnpike.
Oh my goodness! Wow. You're going way slow.
Well, this is fast compared to what I have been going.
Not too loud.
I'm not sensing any love from any of you in there in that studio right now.
I'm getting ready to throw you some
Lots
love.
of love.
I'm going to throw you some love.
Got love for you.
Want to congratulate you on your anniversary.
Yup.
Thank you
27
very much.
years, yeah. God
Representative
bless you.
Horn would be showing love, and if we get her out of there soon so she can go spend her husband's birthday with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, there
Well,
you go.
we've already announced that we're going
Yup.
to have an abbreviated show tonight,
All right.
so we can accommodate her because she accommodated you.
She threatened us too.
She
when she
did.
came in.
And it was to my error.
Don't tell anyone that.
All right, just keep those comments.
Well, we're keeping it light tonight, Michelle.
It's the holiday week.
It's the holidays, so we want to keep everything copacetic and make sure that we can get through this season, and then we'll come back in January with a hammer.
Well, there we have it.
We'll be prepared.
Anything before we wrap up the year already? Is there anything that Representative Horn hasn't covered that you all might need an answer to?
Well, since we're having an abbreviated show tonight, we're probably going to put some of these issues off until her next visit. But we just briefly touched on the tolls, and we also talked about the marijuana legislation in terms of it being a possible revenue stream and some of the alternative uses for it. So we covered 2 subjects in 5 minutes.
That's
We're cooking.
I believe so.
She's efficient.
I have an important question for you, Michelle, and did you remember to pack the turkey?
Yes, Representative Horn, I did remember.
Excellent. It's important that we cover that.
It's a good thing that I put the turkey on ice at the same time, because by the time I get there, it would have been overly warm.
Pre-cooked.
At this rate.
So
I know, if only there was a way that I could cook it on my journey.
Somebody back in the 70s wrote a book about how to cook a turkey in your engine.
I know. Keep it going.
In one of those Volkswagen
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, get happy.
Bring my plate.
Oh my goodness.
You are talking about a light conversation. I mean, literally, this is supposed to be about policy, and you just rolled it all together.
Well, we got time for that, but considering especially what you all have been going through today, in light of that, we just decided to kind of step back for a little bit, and and decided this episode would be to be continued.
It was, this morning, and obviously I know Representative Horn has talked about that, but obviously this morning that we, said goodbye to one of our dear sitting colleagues, and it was such an emotional and incredible tribute to her, Representative Orange, who has done some incredible things over her 20 plus years in office.
Yes.
And, seeing just the overwhelming support, there were 3 or 4 former speakers in the House. There were, sitting speakers in the House. When you have governors and attorney general, it was, congressmen from D.C. It was a true testament to her dedication to the community and her steadfast efforts to make Connecticut a better place.
Yeah.
Well, it takes sometimes just one to make a difference for many. And
absolutely, and that one person leads the charge and holds the rest of us accountable.
Right. I think that's the true essence of leadership.
I could not agree with you more.
Well, you very seldom disagree with me. So,
Well,
See, she's speechless already. I made Michelle Cook speechless.
Michelle Cook.
I'm having a good
losing
night.
reception.
I was just being very nice and respectful about that.
Well, that's okay.
A whole lot of witnesses on the other end of the line.
Well,
did you ask folks already again to please like our YouTube channel and follow along, since we can now be seen in more places than just right here in our little corner?
yes, we've been we've had a concerted effort to push that, and we're also inviting people to chime in to give us their recommendations on guests, subject matter, and for any questions that they might have for the guests that will be appearing. So we want to make this a universal effort and be as inclusive as we possibly can.
I think it's great, and I think that by moving things further out, as we've discussed in the in viewings past, it definitely gives a better vision and a more well-rounded conversation to what we think that policy, not only in the state of Connecticut or the Northwest corner, but across the country, should look like. And this time being probably one of the most influential times in our lifetime, we do have to have those very hard, important conversations, and again, respectfully.
Absolutely. That's definitely what we stand for here on City Views. We want to continue that tradition that Tim Driscoll started and Sam Slaby perpetuated in terms of having those civil conversations, but not just to be civil, but to actually make progress, to make those ideas salient and relevant so that they can actually be implemented at some point, whether it's here with the city council or whether it's on the state level as far as you and Maria are concerned. But I think it's very important right now that we use every tool that we have in our toolbox to include people and encourage them to speak up.
Well, we absolutely have to, and we were discussing earlier about Representative Orange. It might take one idea from one person to make a change. And when we did the bullying legislation in the state of Connecticut, that idea came from a student,
right?
And then a change came from a Girl Scout,
right?
So it's one voice, and something affects each one of us a little bit differently, and it might be that effect that is affecting us differently,
right,
that helps us improve policy. And no idea is too small or too big. It's just how we get there and how we get there together.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more, Michelle. Well,
so I know that you all are trying to wrap up.
Yes.
And I want to let Representative Forbes get home.
Yeah.
So her husband is not angry with me.
I'd like to keep going. We just had our 25th anniversary, so I'd like to, give it keep going.
Keep going.
Absolutely.
And we just would not feel right if we kept Maria from celebrating with her husband tonight. So, under normal circumstances, we would probably bound her to the chair and make her ask questions.
And under normal circumstances, I would enjoy sitting here answering questions for you. The bounding to the chair part, we can talk about that.
Yeah, that's a different one.
You didn't cover that part, Michelle.
Representative, I will have to tell you, they've never threatened to bound me to a chair. So you're going to need to take that up with them.
I should feel special. Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Well, Maria, with her, prosecutorial background, and we do have to kind of be careful about how we do these things because we might tie ourselves up in a knot legally, pardon the pun.
She, being a former federal prosecutor, I think y'all are in trouble.
I hope not.
I remember everything.
Well, Michelle.
As my husband says, us women, we don't forget anything.
Oh, you don't?
I know that's true.
Oh, man.
That's why I'm not married.
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm running out of time, man.
I hear Weibo back there saying, nope, Pam doesn't forget a thing.
Yeah, she's working today.
Yeah, well,
It's called YouTube.
I express to Pam all the time how much I admire her patience. So, but they make it happen. How long you guys been married?
They do.
31.
31 years?
All right.
Whoa, I can't even count that high.
My son, 3 years.
Whoa.
And nowadays, that's a long time.
That's a long time, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, people don't stay married too long no more.
I know. They go to Las Vegas and get divorced the next day. I was fun while it lasted.
Oh, my word. I believe that you are digressing.
It's falling apart here, Michelle.
I tried to end the conversation 5 minutes ago so we could let Maria go. Now you keep it here.
Keep it here.
Well, I will be signing off and wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Same you and your
Happy
family.
Thanksgiving back to you.
Okay.
Please be careful out there on the highway, okay?
Everybody in a rush.
Yes, me and 700,000 of my closest friends.
Yes, definitely. You you can't take that stuff for granted, so be careful. Especially
I appreciate that.
especially New Jersey.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you.
They drive crazy on that turnpike.
Well, right now there's not anybody going very fast again. We've hit a whole lot of 30 miles an hour. So,
go Speed Racer.
but thank you guys. I know. Thank you all again, and I hope you all enjoy your Thanksgiving with your family and friends. And I look forward to addressing all of those major concerns as we come back and recircle again.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Michelle.
We'll be talking about the upcoming House session. So.
Excellent.
Get
all
ready.
right, you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Congratulations
See you, Michelle.
again.
Safe
Happy
travels.
holiday. Congratulations.
Thank you. Good night.
Take
Thanks.
care. All
Bye-bye.
right. Michelle Cook.
Cook.
What's cooking?
What's cooking?
All right.
I got the spoon in the bag.
So it has come to that portion of the evening where we have to say goodbye.
Oh, we got to go.
Yeah. But again, thank you, Maria, for taking
My
time
pleasure.
out of
It's
your
nice to be
very
with
busy
you guys.
schedule
You
to
too.
come out. And
Always.
we'll look forward to having you back, especially once the House gets in session, and you guys can let us know about what's
Lots
going
of
on.
conversations to come.
Absolutely. And we look to have representatives from both sides of the aisle here on the show, too.
Great.
So hopefully Kevin and Jay can join us as well. And,
Yeah, Jay been busy, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But we just want to make sure that we get as much of a robust perspective on the issues of the day and can present those to our audiences. So, oh boy, I thought we were done.
Don't tell it's Ray.
It's Ray. We could have took a break so you could have left us, but is he still on?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll. Good evening, Ray.
Hey, good evening. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving to all on the stage there.
Yeah, you
Thank
too.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
We appreciate that.
Back at ya.
We were getting ready to cut off the show, but we saw that you were calling, so we said, "Well, we can't go yet."
I can't hang up now.
I thought you were going to go to 8:30. I heard it's only 8 after 8, so I don't know.
Well, we were having an abbreviated show tonight because things are so crazy and people are so busy. And however, as it stands, you are elongating the show.
But we're very happy about that, to be clear.
Yeah.
Ray,
Yeah, but
Ray.
just to let you know, we're going to celebrate our Thanksgiving at the Painted Pony in Bethlehem.
Oh, nice.
Nice place.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, Ray, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
What do you think about how downtown is looking?
Well, I think it's looking pretty spiffy, I think. You know what I mean? We just got to fill in a few more of the stores there and get that hotel opened up.
Well, I'm going to send you out on a couple arm twisters so you can get somebody to come in there and take that place over. How's that sound?
Well, that's what we got to do. We got to do something that's been sitting there too long.
Done. Making deals.
Yeah. And nobody can say no to you, Ray.
Hey, that's just about what it goes down to.
Ray.
Yeah.
Well, if you can scare me, you can scare anybody.
There you go. Hey, I just got to make a comment.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
I listened to what's cooking there, but I think we need some new blood in the district here. You know.
You got new blood. She's sitting right next to us.
Well, I know I've seen her around. I've seen her at the council meeting there at the presentations. I thought that was nice that they gave those plaques out to those ones that were retiring out of the council. So
Yeah.
I mean that was pretty good.
Yep. Yep.
Especially Marie, she's been there for a long time.
She has.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was nice. Very nice. I enjoyed that.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll probably see you at next Monday's city council meeting.
Oh yeah, I hope to see you there. I want to catch up with you down there. Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see you.
I got to start taking notes.
And you got to tell Rebo on the other side over there, he's got to put his hat on, the Giants hat. I didn't recognize him.
There you go.
Oh no! Oh
Get on,
no!
man. Get on,
Gotta
baby.
get
It's
the
on.
Giant. Where's the Giant?
Yeah.
I know they lost last week.
I
They've
know
been
they-
losing all year.
They're taking a break. They're taking a break.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
They're
There's
taking a break.
my man.
Recharging.
I know.
Yeah. All right.
You're literally pouring salt in the wound, right?
I like that. That's great. Yeah, I'm a Giants fan myself, but
All
they're
right.
not doing too good.
There's only
Yeah.
a few around.
Hey,
Hiding.
so were you a Giants fan when Frank Gifford was playing?
Heck yeah.
I didn't think you would admit it.
Why Tittle?
Yeah, that's great.
Oh my goodness. Well, Ray, you got to get ready to hit the road, but we'll look forward to talking
right.
with you on Monday.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving again.
You
Same
too,
to you.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
We got another call coming in. Let's see what's going on here. What happened? Are they still on? Are they still on? Okay. All right. All right. So, I guess that will end the show.
Yeah.
Thank you once again, Maria.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
Maria.
We
Nice
appreciate
to see
it.
you.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving
You
to you
too.
both.
Best to you and your family and whatnot.
Same right back to you and yours.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. My granddaughter.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
Oh, she's all right. Oh,
Yeah.
man. I'm the play toy.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And as always, we want to thank you for viewing in, for tuning in and viewing the show. And we want to wish each and every one of you a happy and prosperous Thanksgiving holiday as we head up to the rest of the holiday season. And we want to remind you for those living in Torrington, that Light Up Maine will be happening Friday at 5 o'clock. So we want to encourage everyone to.
The AM or PM?
That's PM.
PM, okay, check.
You probably won't see Weibo there because he'll be sleeping, thinking it's stadium. Nonetheless, the city's looking great, and so don't fail to participate if you have an opportunity to do so. Also, don't forget, next week we will not be on air because we have a prior commitment, unfortunately, but we will be returning on December 10th. And Weibo is telling me that we're going to have Mayor Carbone on the
she'll
show.
be here.
Okay, so going to be definitely looking forward to that. In the meantime, you guys take care. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at City Views-CT. And on Monday, December 16th from 6 to 8 at the Social House in Torrington, I'm going to be having my 25-year silver anniversary fundraiser. So we're going to be launching the City Views website on that event. So we want to inform you about that now. And if you have an opportunity to come down and see the crew, please do so. In the meantime, that's all, folks.
That's it, man. Go.
Happy Thanksgiving to
Happy
everyone
Thanksgiving,
watching.
everybody.
And we'll
God bless.
see you in 2 weeks right back here on more City Views.
Let's
on
go,
behalf
Giants.
of my co-hosts, Wilbur Bowles and Melissa Crofts, we'll see you back. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
It's about that time. City Views, City Views. What's happening in your city? City Views, City Views. City Views, City Views. You got love for your city? City Views, City Views.